We've been taught to override ourselves and call it discipline. We push through exhaustion and call it strength. We ignore our body's signals and call it productivity. And then we wonder why we feel so disconnected, depleted, and unsure of who we really are. Today, we're going to talk about a different way, one rooted in rhythm, energy, presence, and self-trust. A way that begins with one simple truth. You are not a machine. I know it's shocking. You are a living, breathing, feeling, rhythmic being, and yet so many of us have been trained to live as if we should have the same energy every single day, just like a machine. The same focus, the same output, the same patience, the same capacity to give, respond, caretake, create, and show up. And that's just not how we are designed. Your energy moves. It rises, it falls, it expands and contracts, it turns outward and inward. It has seasons. And when we forget that, we often start living under pressure. Pressure sounds like, I should be able to do it all. I should be farther along by now. I should have more energy. I should keep going. I should be more available. I should push through. That is a lot of shitting on yourself. Okay. I want to invite you to notice, even just right now, where in your life are you living under pressure? Think about it. Not because you're doing anything wrong, simply because you may have learned to override yourself. It happens. So many of us were praised for pushing through, for being responsible, for getting it done, for taking care of everyone else, for staying strong, for not needing too much. And yes, there is a place for discipline. There is a place for devotion. There is definitely a place for showing up even when it's not easy. And there is also a difference between aligned effort and self-abandonment. That is what I want us to begin noticing. Honoring your energy does not mean you stop caring about your life or your responsibilities. It means you begin to include yourself in the way you live your life. It means you ask different questions. Instead of only asking, what do I need to get done today? You begin to ask other questions like, what is my capacity today? What kind of energy do I actually have? What would support me in staying connected to myself while I move through this day? Those questions, they can change everything because they bring you out of pressure and back into relationship with yourself. Now, I know that this can all sound really beautiful in theory. Honor your rhythm. Listen to your energy. Rest when you need rest. Move when you feel inspired. We've all heard it before. And then the very practical part of you might say, okay, that sounds really nice and lovely and all. How exactly am I supposed to do that? Because life isn't always cleanly divided into inward and outward, on, off, resting, or productive. Most of us don't get to wake up one morning and say, I'm in an inward season, so I'm canceling all my responsibilities today. No, there are still kids, work, emails, meals, bills, relationship, laundry, appointments, and real life commitments. So honoring your energy cannot only be about stepping away from life. It has to be about learning how to stay fully connected to yourself inside the life you're already living. This is where we soften the all or nothing thinking. You don't have to choose between abandoning your responsibilities and abandoning yourself. There is another way. And one of the most functional, practical, real-life ways to begin this is, what would it feel like to slow down just 10%? Not stop everything, not abandon your responsibilities, not move into collapse or avoidance, just slow down 10%. Walk 10% slower. Speak 10% slower. Reach for your phone 10% less quickly. Give yourself one more breath before you respond. Move through the transition from one thing to the next with just a little more awareness. This is how you begin honoring yourself in a way that actually works in real life. You may still need to make dinner. You may still need to answer the emails. You're probably going to need to show up for that meeting. You're also going to want to take care of what needs taking care of because it's you. This is who you are. You love doing these things. And you can do those things with 10% more breath, 10% more presence, 10% less urgency, 10% more connection to yourself. And that subtle shift gives your nervous system a chance to catch up with your life. It creates a small space between the pressure and the response, between the demand and your yes, between the old pattern and the new choice. And that pause, it's a form of sacred currency. Ooh, it is gold. It gives you something back. It gives you breath. It gives you presence. It gives you clarity. It gives you the power to choose instead of react. This is not necessarily about having more time. We all have the same amount of time. It is about having a deeper relationship with the time and energy you already have. So, try this with me for just a moment. Wherever you are, take a breath in. And slowly exhale. Let your shoulders soften. Unclench your jaw. Let your body slow down by just 10%. Not a giant shift, just enough to feel yourself again. And now ask, what changes when I stop rushing for just one breath? That is where realignment begins. When you begin to slow down, you can hear yourself more clearly. You begin to notice what drains you, what nourishes you, what feels neutral yet still necessary. Every conversation, every task, every decision, every screen and obligation, and every thought either spends energy, holds energy, or gives energy back. This is not about becoming obsessive or making your life perfect. It's about becoming intimate with your own energy. Because some days you're going to wake up with outward energy. You're going to feel clear, creative, social, ready to take action. Those are beautiful days to have the conversation, finish the project, share your voice, or move your body in a stronger way. And other days, your energy may be more inward. You may need quiet. You may want simplicity. You may need fewer inputs, perhaps gentle movement, more water, nourishing food, or a slower pace. That does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your energy is speaking, and you are brave enough to listen. And this is where we begin to build trust. We stop labeling our lower energy days as lazy or unproductive, and we begin to understand them as part of the rhythm. Just like nature has winter, we have winter. Just like the moon wanes, we wane. Just like the tide goes out, our energy sometimes wants to pull back. And the ebb is not a failure. The ebb is part of the return. And this is exactly the kind of practice we explore inside the SOULutions app. The app is a space for sacred practices, simple access, and real-life spiritual support so you can come back to yourself in the middle of actual life. Inside, you'll find guided practices, meditations, rituals, movements, reflection prompts, and seasonal journeys like Be More You, which is all about embodied self-trust, nervous system awareness, spiritual practice, and real life integration. So if this teaching is speaking to something inside you, if you are ready to stop overriding yourself and start living with more rhythm, presence, and connection, I'd love to invite you into the SOULutions app. I'll put the link in the description below. Come join us there and let these teachings become something you don't just understand, but actually practice and embody. So when you notice your energy pulling back, let that be an invitation to ask, am I cutting out the very things that restore me because I think I don't have time? That is such a common pattern. When life gets full, the first things to go are often the things that would actually help us stay more centered. Our walk, our morning meditation, that nourishing meal, our creative time, our quiet moments, our breath. And then we wonder, why do we feel so depleted? So I want to invite you to protect the practices that help you come back to yourself. They don't have to be big. On a full day, honoring your energy might be 3 deep breaths with your hands on your heart. It might be stepping outside for 1 minute of sunlight. It might be drinking a glass of water before answering another message. It might be saying, I need to check my capacity before I say yes. Maybe it's you going to bed instead of cleaning the kitchen to perfection, because sometimes it really can wait until tomorrow. This is what I call living in rhythm. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about staying in relationship with yourself. It's about listening to your rhythms and honoring them. And boundaries are a part of that relationship, because you cannot honor your energy if everyone else's needs, timelines, and expectations are always allowed to take over your life. A boundary is not a wall around your heart. A boundary is a way of protecting the energy that allows your heart to stay open. Sometimes the most loving thing that you can say is, I'm not available for that today. Or, I need some quiet time before I respond. Or, that doesn't work for my rhythm this week. And that's okay. One more simple, no, thank you. Not from guilt, not from defensiveness, but from self-respect. This is part of realignment. We begin to live in a way that reflects what is true inside. Now, I also want to bring in the energy of the solar plexus here. In the yogic tradition, the solar plexus chakra is called Manipura. Just say it, Manipura. Feels good. This is the energy center connected to your inner fire. Confidence, vitality, will, self-worth, discernment, aligned action. You can think of it as your inner sun. When this center feels dim, you may notice yourself playing small, second-guessing your choices, waiting for permission, or giving your power away to other people's expectations. When this center is overactive, you may notice yourself pushing, proving, controlling, or trying to force your way forward. And the practice is not to force the fire bigger. The practice is to tend the flame. Because Manipura It's not about force. It's not about proving. It's not about domination, ego, or pushing harder. It's about your steady inner power. It is warmth, confidence, courage rooted in truth. So place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your solar plexus, that space above your navel and below your heart. And let's take a deep breath in here. And exhale slowly. Imagine a small golden flame glowing at your center. With each inhale, let it brighten. With each exhale, let pressure soften. You do not have to force your light. You can tend to it. And here's something I really, really want you to hear. Your worth is not measured by how much you produce. Your worth is not measured by how available you are. Your worth is not measured by how well you push through exhaustion. You are worthy when you're creating. You are worthy when you are resting. You are worthy when you are clear and energized. You are worthy when you are tender and moving slowly. You are worthy in the rise, and you are worthy in the ebb. So as you move through this week, let this be your practice. Pause before pressure takes over. Ask your body what it knows. Notice your capacity. Honor the rhythm that is actually here. And then trust that when you allow yourself to rest, restore, and realign, your energy does return. Not through force, through relationship, through listening, through care, through love. So let's take one more breath together. Place a hand on your heart and one on your solar plexus again. Take that deep breath in. Exhaling slowly. Say to yourself, I honor my energy. Take a breath. I trust my rhythm. Take a breath. I do not have to abandon myself to keep up. One more breath. May you move from pressure into presence. May you listen before you force. May you remember that your energy is sacred. And may you trust the rhythm that is already alive within you. If this video supported you, please like it so more people can find this teaching. And I'd love to hear from you inside the comments. What is one way you are practicing honoring your energy right now? Are you slowing down 10%? Are you checking your capacity before saying yes? Are you protecting something that restores you? All good options. Share whatever you're working through below. Your reflection may be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you'd like more grounded spiritual teachings, rituals, meditations, and practices for real life, subscribe to this channel and join me inside the SOULutions app. The link is in the description. One perfect journey for you is our journey of reconnection. 21 days of practices to reconnect. Thank you for being here. Take good care of your energy. All my love. I'll see you next time.